It's obviously not the only possibility, but it does feel like there's only one team left that you really know can for sure win this Super Bowl, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's really interesting when you look at a lot of the teams that are left. There are four really good football teams. Obviously, the Baltimore Ravens have been phenomenal on offense and on defense. They are a team that's been really good for the last few years with a really good head coach as well in one of the Harbaughs, and a guy in Lamar Jackson who's about to win his second MVP award in whatever it is, 4 or 5 years after winning the Heisman Award in college. But they've always fallen short with him so far. And that doesn't mean they're gonna fall short again. I'm not here to claim that they're not going to make the Super Bowl and beat the Chiefs. But if there's one team I had to put it all on the line for and put all my money on, it is the Kansas City Chiefs, because they've been there and they've done that. This was actually the season where Lamar Jackson has kind of gone further than people expect, or further than he has actually done in his career. There's been a falling short, quote unquote, like type of mentality for Lamar Jackson, because it seems like they've always lost in the first or second round. This time they finally got all the way through, but I still feel some confidence extra with the Kansas City Chiefs. And you go to the other side. Well, the Detroit Lions are the Detroit Lions. I think a lot of people in America, maybe outside of, the Midwest and Northeast, but mostly the Midwest areas, if you're a fan of the Colts or, Green Bay and Chicago and a couple other places like that, a lot of America is really cool with the Detroit Lions winning and beating the 49ers and potentially winning the Super Bowl. It's like my hometown, the Seattle Mariners of football. In baseball, the Seattle Mariners are the lovable losers. They never go anywhere. They never do anything. They never make it past where they're supposed to be, which is either out of the playoffs or out in the first round. They always find a way to mess it up. And the Detroit Lions are pretty much the same thing. And, not every team, it means you lose early, but there's a lot of teams who just can never get over the hump. You look at the Buffalo Bills. They're not even in this Final Four, but they're a team that's been really good. Back in the 90s, went to 4 straight Super Bowls. Loss, and back-to-back years. And then now, every year, they're running into a team that's just a tiny bit better than them, and that's just the reality of their franchise. And there's some of that with the Detroit Lions, but I'm hoping they can actually prevail, because as a Seattle guy, as I mentioned, I'm a Seahawks fan, and I don't want to see the 49ers go to another Super Bowl. But with that said, the Detroit Lions do not feel like the safe bet here, right? There's no way outside of emotion that I look at a game like 49ers Lions to go to the Super Bowl and I think, oh yeah, Lions are way more prepped to win this thing than the 49ers are. It's just Detroit. I hope they win once again, but I just have my doubts. And then you have, of course, the San Francisco 49ers, the fourth team mentioned. Well, with them, they always find a way to not get over the hump as well. Now, for them, it's not a Detroit situation. It's not a Ravens situation losing in the second round or a Buffalo Bills situation. It is a situation where they go really deep. 4 out of 5 years in the NFC Championship. They've gone to Super Bowls a lot of times in my lifetime. And they won a lot of them back in the day, back before a lot of you were born, 30, 40 years ago. But now they keep getting there. From the Colin Kaepernick era 10 years ago till now, they keep getting just that close, and they are not finding a way over the hump. So for me, it's very interesting to just look at what's left in this Super Bowl, right? You have just 3 teams that I didn't believe, especially the Lions, that I didn't believe that they had a chance to win the Super Bowl. And then you had 2 teams in the Ravens and 49ers that I've thought all along they're both contenders, but they both seem to fall short recently in this era. Forget the past. In this era, they feel like they've fallen short multiple times. For the Ravens, it's been falling short in the first or second round of the playoffs, despite having Lamar Jackson and having a killer coach and a great defense and an awesome offense. They've fallen short. And with the 49ers, they've fallen short no matter what quarterback, whether it's the Jimmy Garoppolos of the worlds. They draft Trey Lance. Maybe it's going to be him. Oh, no. Oh, well, Nick Mullins is playing right now. He's okay. Well, let's actually play Brock Purdy. cycling through being a really freaking good team that gets to the Super Bowl, but probably just doesn't have enough to get over the hump, including right now with Brock Purdy. I just don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I could be wrong, but in general, most things point to him being a very good quarterback. I don't know if he's excellent, like somebody on the other side in Patrick Mahomes. And that's the other thing I wanted to get to here. In the NFC, Jared Goff is very good at football. He's a top. You let me know in the comments who you think is winning the Super Bowl.